Ransomware is a malicious software, also known as malware. Ransomware works by attacking a user's computer or device and prevents them from accessing their files by encrypting them. The attacker then demands money in exchange for decrypting the files. There are several ways ransomware can attack and encrypt files, with varying degrees of complexity. How ransomware gains access? Ransomware, like all malware, must bypass a device security system in order to gain access. This is done by exploiting gaps in the data security system or getting the user to put the malware on the device. The latter methodology is the most common for ransomware, namely by way of a Trojan horse. Like its namesake, the malware will hide in an innocuous looking file, email, or website. It prompts the user to click on a link or download an attachment. Once the user downloads the file, the malware can freely access the system and wreak havoc. These messages and sites will often disguise themselves as legitimate looking emails from official entities. Ransomware can also gain access to a victim's device by way of physical ports, such as USBs or public cell phone chargers, which is known as juice jacking. Ransomware encryption methodology. The primary way ransomware will block access to files is by encrypting the files themselves. The earliest ransomware instances, first introduced in the late 80s and early 90s, relied on symmetric encryption, which is when the same key used to encrypt the files is used to decrypt them. A simple example of symmetric encryption would be a Wigner cipher. The cipher uses a simple keyword or key phrase to encrypt the text into ciphertext. So long as either party has the keyword, they can encrypt or decrypt the text. In this way, the key can be extracted from the encrypted data and used to decrypt the data. In some cases, the attacker generates the key using a random number. The number is based on the internal clock of the device that generated the key. A weak symmetric encryption therefore can be broken through trial and error after roughly determining the time the key was generated. As well, early ransomware instances such as AIDS Trojan would merely encrypt the names of the files. They would prey on their victims' lack of technical knowledge in order to secure funds. Newer, more advanced ransomware will use asymmetric encryption. This type of encryption uses a combination of symmetric and asymmetric encryption methods in order to make it harder to decrypt ransom files. In this case, when creating the malware, the attacker will generate a public key and embed it in the ransomware. Once the ransomware has gained access to a device, it will encrypt the victim's files using a randomly generated symmetric key. The public key then encrypts the symmetric key. These keys often use advanced encryption standards 256, which is named so because it is 256 bits in key length. The more bits a key has, the more complicated it is to crack. The attacker can use the public key to decrypt the randomly generated key and thus decrypt the files, ensuring that the same key can't be used if victim is attacked again. In this way, the encrypted files can't be used to extract the key, since the key itself has been encrypted. The bigger the key, the harder it is to encrypt. And in recent years, attackers have been moving to larger, more complicated keys such as RSA key, which use more variables and are much harder to crack. A 660-bit key is fairly crackable with some effort. A 1056-bit key, however, is nearly impossible. Other forms of ransomware. Not all ransomware will encrypt a victim's file. Generally, once an attacker has access to a victim's files on a level, they are able to encrypt them. They can do as they please with the system. As such, attackers will use other methods. One such method is through leakware or doxware, where attacker will threaten to release victims' files to the general public. This is especially impactful for organizations with sensitive information, such as financial records, medical information, or personal employees' information that could result in serious financial damage and heavy fines if these files are compromised. Another form of ransomware won't necessarily affect the victim's files, but instead alter the behavior of their applications. One such ransomware attack would continually redirect the victims to a Fox FBI site on their browser. Even after they try to leave the page, if they force quit the application, the malware would simply open it to the page again. The mechanism for this is a JavaScript program that hijacks the browser's crash recovery feature. Payment method. In the late 1980s, the very first ransomware attacks, AIDS Trojan, instructed victims to send the ransom to a PO box in Panama in the form of a cashier's check. Unsurprisingly, this did not result in very many payouts. Modern ransomware attacks will demand payment in the form of cryptocurrency such as bitcoins, which is difficult to trace. Thanks for watching.